Please welcome to the stage Barlieb.
Can you hear me okay? Yeah. So, as we sit here in our pumps and our suits and our fancy jewelry, our cell phones attached to maybe children or expectations, deadlines, security clearances, and classification levels, I want to dedicate this poem to our childhood today. It's called Coming of Age Through Questions in 3 parts. I should say, preface this with, I've been to war and I'm not a pacifist. I know enough war to know that I hate it, but I'm not a pacifist. Coming of Age Through Questions in 3 parts. Part 1, I don't play war games as a child. No cowboys and Indians, no little green plastic army men, no G.I. Joe. Sticks are sticks. I don't have a toy gun. John Wayne, Chuck Norris, and Jackie Chan are men on TV commercials. They star in movies that no one takes me to go see. I watch Mr. Rogers. I love the Smurfs. Never miss Saturday morning cartoons. I play hide and seek, freeze tag, and Red Rover with the neighborhood kids, Linus, Danny, Greg, Mike, and Eric. As is my older, charged syndrome handicapped brother Will, Linus's parents are both deaf, and he teaches us some sign language. I draw on the sidewalk with chalk, rainbows, stars, clouds, butterflies, and hearts, always hearts. I climb trees, build snowmen, and jump rope. I say bedtime prayers and have a guardian angel, the one with gold hair, powder pink cheeks, and huge wings. She guides 2 Hummel porcelain doll children over a bridge. My dog's name is Geist. He's a gray Weimaraner with a baritone bark, regal and reliable. He is my first and only best friend. I cry when he dies, and my father comes home with the backhoe to put him in the ground along his favorite tree line at the backyard where the cottontails burrow in the spring. Part 2. I ride my banana seat bike in circles on the flattest part of the same gravel driveway I race a big wheel up and down just years before. I wear a plaid print Catholic school uniform, itchy green cable knit wool tights, brown stiff penny loafers. I carry a strawberry shortcake plastic lunchbox. It has in it a sandwich cut on the diagonal, raisins, string cheese, and a fruit punch Capri Sun pouch. A big yellow bus, number 119, takes me to school. I sit in the right seat behind the bus driver. We talk through his overhead mirror every morning and every afternoon. His name is Jim. He has a gray curly beard, gold tooth. He plays the steel guitar in a locally famous dive bar band. His wife's name is Anita. They aren't able to have children. She trains Rottweilers for security companies, and she resents Jim's son from a previous marriage. Over the course of 6 years or so, Jim gives me 2 books, one about healing hands of light and the other called Conversations with God. There are no enemies. I don't know of any terrorist organizations. No one in my childhood is accused of or tried for war crimes. My friends and I are not out looking for weapons of mass destruction or roadside bombs. Part 3. How does a child like me get strapped into a helicopter cockpit, responding to troops in contact and requesting clearance of fires? My kneeboard, full of grid coordinates, call signs, and 9 lines. How does a child like me find herself in a skiff, planning decades-long campaigns and code-named con-ops? My mind full of strategic messages, mil-deck operations, flexible deterrent options. How does a child like me wake with terrors, night after sleepless night? My bed sheets full of sweat, scrambled thoughts racing, heart pounding. How does a child like me decide that it's a good idea one night on the year's first month to drive her car into a pole at 120 miles an hour? My life as I know it, full of everything built on hard work and disciplined service ending right then and there. How does a child like me land in a therapist's office asking about treatment-resistant, combat-related PTSD, receiving 10 years worth of referrals to chaplain services and integrative health? My nervous system flooded with frenetic impulses, unable to regulate itself. How is a child like me unable to stand in a crowd or sit with my back to a door at home, let alone in public places, my mind full of crippling, worst-case scenarios, cynicism, claustrophobic, intrusive thoughts? How can a child like me be a child like me in a world like this? My heart's so full of what my heart is full of, the way that it is. And whose fault is it? I'm reminded that the quality of the questions we ask determines the quality of our lived experience, whatever is left of it from one moment to next. So I choose to ask different questions as though my life depends on it. On a good day, I don't ask questions at all, because being the children that we are, in this moment, not a single one of us knows the answers. And that makes us most alike each other than any other thing. This, of course, changes everything, and I can't help but to change right along with it. There are some footnotes and definitions through the piece. Geist is a German name that translates into ghost. What becomes of the books that Jim, my bus driver, gave me, where they are now, I have no idea. Charge syndrome, or CS, is a complex genetic condition. It's the leading cause of congenital deaf blindness. The prevalence is 1 in every 10 to 15,000 births. A SCIF is a sensitive compartmentalized information facility. CONOPS are contingency operations. MILDEC is military deception. And PTSD, do we need to define this? Deny it, measure it, or judge it?